Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, the Nintendo Switch has now been released. I stood in line today for, I think it was like 2.5 hours or so. Even though I had it pre-ordered, you still had to stand in line, which kind of makes you think like, what's the point of pre-ordering? But nevertheless, I managed to get it, which is pretty exciting. Very stoked to finally have the Nintendo Switch in hand. This is going to be my first impressions with the console itself, because I've never held the controllers, the Joy-Cons, the actual system, so it will be hopefully quite exciting. Let me know if you guys picked up the Nintendo Switch today, and if so, what games did you pick up along with it? Be on the lookout for a couple more unboxings today for the Pro Controller, the starter kit, and then I might actually do some unboxings for like the games itself, or themselves. So, nevertheless, let's get to opening this up. I guess we need to open it up on this end, so I got a trusty pair of scissors to help us cut the tape. By the way, I did get the neon version of it, which surprisingly was easier to get than the regular, like, all black version, because I thought maybe the colorful one would be more popular, but I guess I was wrong about that. Oh, okay, so that's kind of cool. Right as you open up the box, there's a little bit of instructions about how you shall proceed forward. So plug in the console, set it up. When attached to the Nintendo Switch console, the Joy-Con controller batteries will also be charging, so that's pretty cool. All right, so right as you open it up, this is what you are greeted with. So you're greeted with the console screen itself, and then the two Joy-Cons side by side. So just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. So with that in mind, let me go on ahead and pull the console out, or the main part of the console. So that's the screen. I'll set that aside. Then we have the Joy-Cons. Okay, so first thing right away that I noticed is they're heavier. They're heavier. Well, I don't know what that means, but they're heavier than what I thought they would be. The buttons feel pretty good. They do feel kind of small though. So that's a bit surprising. They're a little bit smaller than I thought they would be, especially because many people were saying, oh, they're way bigger than what you think. I don't know. I think they're exactly the size that I expected them to be, which is pretty small, which is why you got to get a Pro Controller. All right, so then the next layer, once I remove that, this is kind of what we're looking at. So just to give you an idea, again, there's tons and tons of other unboxings, so I'm trying to do this more, I guess, rougher style in terms of just like, hey, this is kind of what you're gonna see and experience when you open up the box. So having opened this component, it looks like we have, I think this is the Joy-Con grip. Yeah, so this is just a grip. It does not have any like technological components. It's pretty much just a way to hold the Joy-Cons in place and make them feel like more of a traditional controller. Again, first impressions is it's a little small, and I don't have big hands or anything like that, or at least I don't think I do. So I think that it feels a little tiny. So again, that's a pretty common trend so far, except for the screen. The screen feels ginormous. So we'll see what else we have here. So we have system update and just like health, safety information. So there you go. Don't eat the controllers, pretty much. So these are the little devices, the wrist straps, I guess, that you would put onto your hands, just like so. So if you remember the debacle of the Wii, the original Wii, where people would like make holes in their TV screens because it didn't have the wrist straps to begin with, and then of course they became quite popular. So this is the wrist strap device that you would use to slide the Joy-Con through, just like this. I guess I put these on a little bit wrong, so there we go. Did I do that right? I think I did. Yeah, okay, so I did put it on correctly. I just need to figure out how to unlock it. So there's a locked mechanism, and then the unlock. How do you get these off? That's a problem. That's a problem. I'm not sure how you're supposed to get these out. Oh, there we go. Oh, that requires a lot more strength than I thought it would. To be honest, I would have much rather that they didn't include all this in the package, but instead we would have got a Pro Controller, because I think that would have been a far better value for the average gamer than getting all this stuff. I think this should have been accessories that you could buy separately, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree or disagree? All right, so then we have HDMI cord, which is pretty standard fare. We have our charger. Wow, that's actually a little bit bigger than I thought it would be, the AC bar itself. So pretty serious power bar there, or power block, I guess. Power that would go into this right here, which many people are calling the main console, but it really isn't, because this is just a dock. The main console is this, in my mind at least. That's really where most of the power is coming from. Yes, of course, this has a little bit of a boost because it has extra fans and it allows the core console to run a little bit better. But to me, this is much more of a dock for the system than it is a console. So here it is. We have a nice little Switch logo on the side. Same thing goes right there where it says Nintendo, I guess. So from what I understand, this part right here, yeah, so this unfolds, which is actually really cool. I love this design aspect. I think that's really, really awesome. So you have your AC adapter, USB, and HDMI out ports right here. So you just be able to slip the wires through here so that they stay hidden. So you have a very clean, elegant design. So I love that. I think that was a really cool move by Nintendo. So once you fold it up, just this wire or the HDMI cord and so on and so forth will be sticking out. So that's awesome. I think that that is actually really, really cool, so that then you can display the dock very, very nicely on your TV shelf or wherever you might decide to do so. All right, so now let's get the impressions of the console itself, or the main part of the console. So here it is. And it does have a little kickstand, which is pretty cool. So you can go on ahead and stand it onto a desk or something like that. So I'll get some shots for you guys of that as well. Let's see. The other things that I'm right away realizing is like, it's got a really, really nice heft to it. Like it feels quality, if that makes sense. Like, you know, sometimes you'll pick up a piece of technology and you're like, this thing feels like it's like 95% plastic and everything else is maybe like 5% metal and quality product. This feels very premium, which is awesome because, you know, when you're paying as much as you're paying for these consoles, of course that depends on if you paid retail price and so on and so forth, you want it to feel premium. And I have to say that this feels quite premium. Like the actual console, this is by far my favorite part is this. That looks awesome. It feels really, really, really good in this mode. I don't know why the Joy-Cons felt very small when they were separated. I did not like how they felt separately, so I was a little nervous about that because I was like, oh no, that's not good. But once they're on the console, it feels really, really nice. Like it feels like sturdy, and it feels in general just, I don't know, it just feels like it adds more weight to it. I guess maybe because you're really combining three components together, you get extra weight, but it feels really good. And I think that hopefully that means that it'll feel really good to play it this way. Now, of course, if you want, you can go on ahead and dock the station. I wonder if it depends, like, doesn't matter which side you dock it onto. I think you just, yeah, okay, that's cool. So once it's docked, it looks like that. And then you could go on ahead and either unequip the Joy-Cons themselves and use them as a controller with your, let's say, Joy-Con grip, or just holding them like that. Or if you want and you bought a Pro controller, you could utilize a Pro controller for this as well. The other thing I will say that I'm sort of surprised by is just how many buttons there are all over the controller. Like, it's sort of surprising that not only are you getting, like, you know, your typical D-pads, or sorry, not D-pads, I guess, analog sticks, and then you have your D-pads. You also have like this plus button or something like that, a home button. There's a plus button at the top, a minus button on this side. So there's a lot of buttons on this thing. There's even like these little black buttons on the back. But I think, yeah, okay, so those are just release buttons, which is sort of interesting because the release button on the Joy-Con is on the back right there. Whereas when you put on the little straps right here, so plus goes onto the plus. Before that I messed up, I put the blue one onto the plus. And when you match them up like this, you'll notice that there's a lock mechanism, but it's actually on the bottom of the Joy-Con grip here. Or not grip, what do they call these? I don't even know what these are, straps, Joy-Con straps. So if you have that locked, this thing is not going anywhere, which is really nice because, again, if you start thinking about like, hey, you're playing this at the airport or somewhere like that, or in a public place, if this thing were to be coming off very easily, it's going to be really easy to lose some of these parts, and replacements for the Joy-Cons are very expensive. So overall, I will say that I have very, 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 very positive feelings towards the console right now at this time. This really feels a little like there's too much stress being put on the Joy-Con though. Like, this feels like it's a little too strong, to be honest, especially once it's unlocked. My favorite composition for the console right now is this. I really like this mode. It feels really, really good. Like, to me, it feels like what the Vita did, but like 2 or 3 times better in terms of just the heft and the size of the screen feels pretty good. So really excited to give this a go and test it out and really put it through the ringer as far as like, you know, running a few games, seeing what the battery life is and so on and so forth. But there you go. That's the unboxing for the console itself. So I'm going to get to unboxing the Pro Controller and a couple of other things. So hopefully you guys will check that out as well. Let me know what you guys think about the Nintendo Switch if you did pick it up today. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm really excited to just turn the thing on and see what it has to offer. So that's why I got to wrap this up so I can get to playing the Nintendo Switch Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Woo! The reviews have been so good. I'm so excited. So there you guys go. That's the unboxing for the Nintendo Switch right here on the Blitzwinger channel. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I, of course, hope to see you guys here next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators.